anytime you go to a new job, right, or anything, you want to make the new boss happy. So for me to be at a new race team, certainly wanted to kind of prove, I guess, to them why they picked me, and it was really nice to go and win this past weekend. Obviously, a huge kind of sigh of relief for myself, even. So, yeah, it was a great weekend for us, and certainly to make the playoffs is a big deal. That's why you race every single year is to try to be the champion at the end of it, and you can't do that unless you make the playoffs. So for us to be able to do that, and now for myself to be in it for a third time is super, super special, and hopefully, can capitalize on it now.
Does being there for the third time, does it add any extra pressure onto you?
Truthfully, the first two times I did it, we were the, extreme underdog and kind of the surprise entry. Nobody thought that we would even make it past the first round. So just the expectation is so much different. Here, you fully are expected to try to make a run at being in that final four. So, yeah, it definitely is going to be different this time around. But I think just having, that experience of being in it the other 2 years will certainly be nice, kind of going through the rounds and doing it in a car that's not as good capability wise and still moving on through rounds. I feel like I kind of have learned things that, obviously I had to do things differently than the guys that, had really, really good cars. So hopefully now with a really, really good car, I can still apply those things and just be even better. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to kind of go through that playoff run and hopefully make a really deep run at that.
And so you've talked about these new expectations that have been placed on you. You're on a team now that's constantly expected to win. How do you personally manage this pressure and how do you let it fuel you to continue to succeed?
Honestly, I've always loved pressure. So that part of it, it's good. It's a different pressure. I've always kind of had pressure on myself, but just from the team side of things, it is different when, all your teammates are winning. And just the team in general is kind of expected to win. So that part of it's been an adjustment, just from a mental side of things and trying to kind of make that be my new normal. But honestly, with all your teammates winning and stuff, like that's even more motivation because you need to be winning or they're going to go find somebody else to do the job. So, yeah, it keeps you honestly very, very motivated here. Just because whenever your teammates are winning, they're in the same equipment and the same stuff and, have the same opportunities that you have. So you need to, be able to figure out how to do it as well.
Yeah, and rise to the occasion.
Yeah, for sure.
And so in your post interview, you mentioned that this win was a little less enjoyable just due to the high expectations surrounding this race. But on a personal level, how are you still able to celebrate your wins, whether it's at home with your family? How do you still give yourself like that pat on the back?
Yeah, it's definitely, it's just a different feeling, from the normal feeling I guess I've had. And, some of that could just be it was the third win, right? Like the first one is special for certain reasons. And then, the second one was, a crown jewel race where this one was it was just, one of our kind of normal races, I guess. So from that standpoint, that could be some of the reason it felt different too. But yeah, celebration wise, for me, it was just honestly a lot of fun waking up. Monday morning, my son came in. I brought the checkered flag home, and he grabbed it and woke me up with me literally hitting it at like 7:30 in the morning, hitting it on my face. So that was fun. He was just super excited. So yeah, that's really all we've done is hang out with family. We had like a little cookout deal on Monday, and made some steaks and enjoyed family time. Time on the road. It's great just to be with family, right? So. That's all I've really done to celebrate. And then it's kind of back to work as usual.
Amazing, love that. And so, final question. So, looking ahead to Sonoma, the Sonoma Raceway, what does your preparation look like?
Yeah, it'll be a lot of prep going into Sonoma. Sonoma is honestly probably my worst racetrack on the entire schedule. I just have always struggled there for whatever reason, have not been able to really wrap my eye or hands around what's going on there and what I need there. And the 19 car specifically has been really, really good there. So I know that I'm going to be the limiting factor going into the weekend. So I'll spend a ton of time on the simulator and just video review and prep work, everything I can do from my end to be as well prepared and try to not be the weak link, right? That's the whole goal when you go to these places where it's a struggle typically. You just try to get better and better. And, at other racetracks, I feel like I've been able to kind of close up that gap, but at Sonoma, for whatever reason, I've not been able to do that. So, definitely a lot of work to do before we come out there in a couple weeks. And hopefully, I can do my job out there because, like I said, the 19 car has been really, really good here in the past.